Yo, what up, what up? Today we're going to be talking about Mararthon and its potential down the line. Now, I know there's a lot of thoughts and criticism, like legit thoughts and criticism, and well, for others, hope everyone at Bungie loses their jobs and gets fired and hope this game dies. Next Concord, loser. Have you guys heard about our creators? Yeah, you get it. I mean, the game does need some feedback and criticism. Every game kind of does, no shit, right? It's kind of the whole reason why we're even doing this alpha in the first place. And I think it's good that Bungie is taking feedback seriously and is even making the updates to the game in real time during the alpha, which I think is kind of insane to me. I like how they're doing that. Cool to see it in real time. I feel like a lot of the comments and videos on this game so far have been a lot of the same song and dance. So I just kind of wanted to branch off a little bit and talk about what we should be expecting during the game launch and beyond, and why I think this game could be something really special. Wow. Let's get into it. Let's talk about what we do know what's coming on launch and after. On launch, of course, we're going to be getting 3 maps. You know, the first one being the 2 that we played in the alpha, which is Dire March and Perimeter. And the 3rd map, which is named Outpost, which is described as being a close quartered map and being described as a meat grinder. We still have yet to see any of it as of the time of this video upload, although from what I have been hearing about, it seems to have a heavy focus on PvP with lots of action. Hearing about close quarters though really brings my mind to the original games where everything kind of felt really tight and claustrophobic. Now, as for the weapons in the game, I think it's also pretty obvious at this point that we will be getting tons of new weapons and attachments to choose from in the full release of Mararthon. Also, just seeing how there are lots of redacted weapons that we can't see as of the alpha when looking at the attachments and what specified guns they go on. We will also have full access to all factions and contracts in full release 2, as we can only accept contracts from 3 factions at the moment in the alpha. There's also 2 more runners that we have yet to see. Also, I'm 99% sure that the main game story and Easter eggs isn't in the alpha for obvious reasons, being that it is a alpha. But let's talk about that some more. Now, where I think the game is really going to shine and stand out among other extraction shooters is its ability to tell a story through its deep, expansive lore coming from the trilogy, the old trilogy, and community-driven events. The Mararthon lore already goes pretty deep for such an old game coming from like what, 1994, which is quite impressive if I'm going to be honest with y'all. They have so much that they can go back and look at and just kind of choose what to pull from it and expand upon. I have heard from multiple YouTubers that the game has a lot of hidden Easter eggs and story related things that you can unlock on the map, but of course they're under NDA, so it's all been kind of hush hush. But it's pretty obvious that there will be a main objective on the map to complete, sort of in the style of COD Zombies, which came from a dev's mouth. Now, I don't know if this is for every map or just specific ones, but either way, from what I have been hearing, it sounds really exciting. There's also been talks about how completing certain objectives on the map will change the map for everyone. I believe permanently, or at least for the season, and I really think Bungie are trying to go for a real PvE, PvP experience, and they're trying to implement what they've learned from Destiny 2 and implement it into Mararthon. Well, not just Destiny 2, but you know, Destiny 1 and 2. So think of like Destiny-like raids, but maybe contain it a little more that fits into a PvP environment, and think of like boss mechanics and level design, but with PvP in mind. To me, that sounds tight as fuck, boy. I did keep hearing things about the community having to work together to unlock the Mararthon on Twitter and stuff, but I can't seem to find any source for it, so take that with a grain of salt, although I do like this idea. So let's talk about what's coming after launch and during season 1 and after. Well, first off, proxy chat is something that has been wanted by the community, and it seems like the devs want it as well. And it also seems like they are doing what they can to implement it, but they have stated multiple times that if it is added, it will not be here at launch. I'm fine with this, and all honestly, like, I don't really care for voice proxy chat in general, but I know the majority do, so let's hope we get that in there for those people, right? Another huge reveal we got is that at some point we might be getting a shooting range or training room. Keyword being might. You see that a ton of people are asking for this feature, and I just think it would be kind of silly to not just add it in for players to see what they like and what they don't like. And you know, people can try out attachments on weapons too and whatnot. One thing I'm super stoked about though is the enemy variety we're going to be having moving forward into the Mararthon universe. We have the 4, we have the spit, we have the flicta, we have the enforcers, and much more. It's gonna be crazy once things really start kicking off, guys. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you right now. Some of these enemies might even be a world boss. Who knows? Shit, I don't, but I'm still excited. And the one thing I would really love is a social hub where people can come and hang out, kind of like the tower from Destiny, but like not exact, if that makes sense. And if you guys remember from the cinematic, our runners usually spawn in this one room and talk to their AI in like this chair. I will low-key even be fine with like a little bunker type room where you can invite your friends or recently played with players to your rooms to just kind of hang out and chill. Maybe have some activities and implement your contracts, your vault, and loadout to edit while you're just hanging out so that your runner squad is ready for the next run for whatever you guys are going to do. And now there has been talks of permanent rewards that you get to keep after a season reset, after completing certain objectives and milestones. So maybe some of those rewards can be things like you can display in your room, sort of like a poster or like a head mount of a 4 or something. I don't know, I'm just spitballing here. If they do decide to add a hub or a room type structure, I think they could add a lot of replayability out of it. I mean, this is also kind of a crafting game as we are grinding resources in Tau City and crafting a lot of gear. But they can also do this with like things for your bunker or your room or whatever you want to call it. We can make things like maybe make our floors marble, or like maybe change our beds and the type of windows, etc, etc. You know what I mean? I just think it'd be such a cool implementation, especially because I don't think any other extraction shooter has done something like this, and I think Bungie can pull it off if they really wanted to. Anyways, that's all I kind of want to talk to you guys about today. I didn't talk much about the Mararthon map today because I think that deserves a video of its own. Bungie really does have something unique and special here, and I really just hope that we all get to see it reach its full potential. Like and subscribe if you liked the video, and I'll see y'all in the next one.